Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Creative and Called, the podcast for women ready to turn their God-given creativity into income and impact. I'm your host, Marcy, a mom of two, creative entrepreneur, and the designer behind Simply Hooked Crochet Patterns. So today I want to talk about a mindset shift that truly flipped the entire trajectory of my business. It is the difference between hoping and deciding. This might sound subtle, but I promise it is the difference between spinning in circles and finally moving forward. So I get it. Hope feels good. It's comforting. It sounds noble. I hope someday I can go full-time in my business. I hope I'll hit my goals this year. I hope I'll get more sales. I used to say this kind of thing for years. It felt productive, but it really wasn't, because hope is passive. It puts your success in someone else's hands, and it lets you stay wishing instead of building. But then I heard something that changed everything. I cannot remember who I heard this from, unfortunately, but they said, I decided I was going to grow my business. I decided I was going to make X amount of money with my business. And they explained how they transitioned away from hoping and toward deciding. I just thought this was so fascinating. And what a way to take back the power in your life. To be able to say, I'm not hoping something's going to happen. I'm not hoping my business is going to grow. I'm making a decision that it's going to grow. It's so powerful. And it gets you away from this victim. I feel like hope, I don't want to put down hope so much because I know it can be very useful. But when it comes to growing a business, hope is kind of feels like a victim mindset a little bit. Hope it works out. I hope one day. I mean, nothing's going to happen if you're just hoping. You got to decide. This is going to happen. This is my life. This is what I'm doing with my life. I'm making a decision. And with a decision comes action. Because there's no action behind hope. You're literally just daydreaming about something you hope happens one day. But if you decide it's going to happen, if you decide that's the way you're going, that's the direction you're going, then you are going to figure it out. Once I heard this, I could not unhear it. It has really stuck with me. And it made me realize that hope had kind of become an excuse. It was kind of a way of sounding like I was dreaming big, but I wasn't actually doing anything risky. Then I came across a leadership coach named Sumit Gupta. I hope I'm saying that right. And he said something that landed deep with me as well. He said, the moment you stop hoping and start deciding, everything changes. He teaches that if you want to lead or grow anything that matters, you can't keep saying, I hope. You have to decide that your vision is already in motion. Say it like it's happening, then move like it's happening. And that's when I made a shift. I stopped going to bed at night thinking, I hope this happens. I hope I can grow my business into something real. I hope one day my business can support my family. And I started saying, I have decided that my business is going to support my family. There's a big difference there. There's a big difference. And it's not just him. Tony Robbins also says, it's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. It's not your moments of hoping. It's not your moments of Pinterest scrolling or daydreaming or waiting for inspiration. It's your decisions. And then there's Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said something that still gives me goosebumps. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. And that is the power of decision. It activates something inside you and something around you. And that's what this podcast is all about. You were born with something that is uniquely yours, a gift, a creative calling. But stepping into that calling isn't about hoping you get discovered or waiting for someone to give you permission. It's about deciding that your gift is worth sharing, that your dream is worth building, and that your time, your story, your work, it all matters. And when you make that decision, you start acting differently. You show up more boldly. You don't flinch when things get hard because you've already made the decision. So if you have been stuck in the hope cycle, hoping sales will pick up, hoping someone will notice your work, hoping your big break is around the corner, I want to challenge you. Decide. Decide today who you are, what you're building, and why it matters. Because once you make this decision, you shift your energy, you stop spinning, and you start creating. You start leading, you start changing your life. And my friend, that changes everything. When I stopped hoping my Etsy shop would grow and decided to learn what I needed to learn to make it grow, everything changed. When I stopped hoping someone would discover my patterns and decided to get in front of people with Facebook ads, strong SEO, and good quality marketing, things started to click. When I stopped hoping to someday turn the side hustle into a real income, and I decided I was already building a business that mattered, I started showing up like a CEO and not just a hobbyist. That is the power of decision. It shifts how you see yourself. And when you change how you see yourself, you change how you show up. And that's what changes your results. So here's my question for you. What are you still hoping for that it's time to decide on? What if you decided right now that this is the year? Because once you decide, your brain will start working on a plan. The resources, mentors, and next steps you need to take start becoming visible. You start having ideas you didn't have before. The fog lifts. This is truly what happened to me. So I hope that this episode has encouraged you to draw that line in the sand, because if there's one thing I have learned from all of this, it's that you are one decision away from a completely different life. Isn't that so powerful? So if you have loved this conversation, I would love for you to share it with a friend, leave a review, or send me a message on Instagram at simplyhookedone and tell me what you are deciding today. What is your big decision? And don't forget, you can grab my book, Hooked on Growth, on Amazon. It's packed with encouragement and practical steps to grow a creative business that you love. And of course, visit marcymade.co to browse my crochet patterns. Until next time, my friends, keep creating, keep deciding, and keep stepping into the life that you were uniquely made for.